Greatness. Some are born with it, some obtain it, and in rare cases are both born with it and then obtain more. This is the case with today's match. Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon, and Avatar Korra. For this match, Mewtwo will be an eclectic version of itself as it appeared in various media, including games, the anime, and manga. Since Mewtwo has been shown to Mega Evolve into Mewtwo Y without trainer assistance, it will have this form as well. Korra will be herself as she appeared at the end of Book 4, and will include feats from the Legend of Korra game. Mewtwo, the genetic Pokemon born on the 6th of February. While there have been many different incarnations of Mewtwo, they all have the same general backstory. Scientists in the Kanto region attempted to create a clone of Mew, the genetic ancestor of all Pokemon, and/or engineer the strongest Pokemon from the DNA of Mew. Ultimately, the scientists succeeded, but they could not control Mewtwo and it escaped, destroying the lab and killing many scientists. Mewtwo then went into isolation. Avatar Korra was born in the South Pole. At the young age of 3, Korra was proficient in 3 of the 4 elements with no formal training. When news of the new Avatar being discovered reached Unalaq, he hired the Red Lotus to kidnap Korra, so he could train her to do his bidding. Ultimately, the kidnapping attempt was thwarted, but would cause Korra to live a sheltered life protected by the White Lotus. At the age of 19, Korra would be sent to Republic City to learn airbending from Master Tenzin. Korra initially struggled with airbending until her back was against the wall while fighting the bloodbender Amon. 6 months later, Korra would take on evil spirits and her creepy uncle who fused with evil incarnate. Not long after, Korra would take on the vengeful spirit of Hundun. Only 2 weeks later, Zahir would free his fellow Red Lotus members and attempt to kill Korra. Emotionally scarred and physically crippled, Korra exiled herself for 3 years in an attempt to recover. During this time, Great Uniter Kuvira began annexing Earth Kingdom territory affected by the Red Lotus anarchists. Drunk with power, Kuvira later aimed to take over the world. After making a full recovery, Korra stopped the tyrant Kuvira. As a psychic Pokemon, naturally Mewtwo can learn telekinesis and create blasts of raw psionic energy. Additionally, Mewtwo can create projectiles. With Shadow Ball, Mewtwo creates a ball of ghostly energy, and Aura Sphere is a ball of raw chi. Using Swift, Mewtwo can create a flurry of star-shaped projectiles that seek out foes. Mewtwo is also skilled in telepathic attacks to the point of reading thoughts or wiping memories. As an avatar, Korra can wield all 4 of the classical elements. Through waterbending, Korra can create whips, massive tidal waves, or launch a barrage of ice shards. With earthbending, Korra is able to telekinetically throw truck-sized boulders. Korra has even learned to manipulate metal. Ironically, Korra's go-to element is fire, which she can create jets of fire strong enough to grant her flight to the point she can keep up with Zahir. Lastly, Korra can not only create gusts of air, but also miniature cyclones. In long range, Mewtwo gets a minor edge due to Swift's accuracy, and Mewtwo's telepathic attacks having the potential to end the fight. Melee is not an area Mewtwo normally fights in. Mewtwo, however, is not helpless thanks to its signature move, Psystrike. Mewtwo can empower its melee attacks with psionic energy. If for some reason this isn't an option, Mewtwo also has a giant metal spoon to smack opponents. Korra is no stranger to melee. She can enhance her unarmed strikes by surrounding her fists or feet with a chosen element. Korra is also a weapon master, being able to use a staff, a metal whip, and flame daggers. Her most interesting weapon is the metal whip, as Korra can manipulate it with metal bending, and she can use the whip to snare, trip, or disarm foes in addition to striking them with it. One could make the argument that Mewtwo's Psystrike is stronger, but Korra has more versatility and does not avoid this range, thus getting a moderate edge. Mewtwo has a variety of utility moves to aid it in battle, such as Disable, which temporarily prevents the target from using the last technique they used. Mewtwo also has Power Swap and Guard Swap to switch its offense or defense with its opponent. Korra is capable of manipulating a fifth element, Energy. Using this element, Korra can remove or restore powers to anyone she makes physical contact with. However, the move requires concentration, and if her will is weaker than the opponent, she may lose her powers instead. Korra was also able to redirect the energy blasts from a spirit cannon using energy bending. A minor edge goes to Mewtwo due to the unpredictable nature of energy bending. To protect itself, Mewtwo can create barriers to block attacks. While in-game text suggests these barriers only affect physical attacks, Mewtwo was able to create some kind of shield that blocked energy attacks as well. Using Safeguard, Mewtwo can become immune to status effects like Poison or Burn. Also, Mewtwo can heal using Recover. Korra can use the various elements to redirect attacks or create elemental barriers. Utilizing Water Bending, Korra can also heal wounds. Overall, this is a difficult edge to call. Both have means of protecting themselves and healing from damage. I'm going to have to call defense even. Mewtwo's speed and reflexes are great, allowing it to dodge attacks at the last second. Mewtwo may seem like a glass cannon, but it has traded blows with Charizard X, who is designed for melee combat. Mewtwo can further augment its speed by Mega Evolving into Mewtwo Y. However, its durability suffers. In all physical areas, Korra is at least above average, as she is a pro athlete in her prime. Korra can improve her physical abilities further by tapping into the Avatar state. While the exact increase is unknown, she has pulled some amazing feats in this state. Korra is estimated to be 7 times stronger than Spider-Man. While poisoned, Korra was able to keep up with Zahir, who achieved true flight. I give a slight edge to Korra for her strength and stamina. Mewtwo lacks formal training, relying on genetic memory and its intelligence in combat. However, that said, Mewtwo's intelligence is well above average human, possibly superhuman. In combat, Mewtwo has been shown to be a cunning fighter, anticipating opponents' moves and reacting accordingly. Korra received formal training in various arts from some of the best teachers in the Avatar universe. However, Korra's approach to combat is often aggressive and linear. Korra may have more experience and training than Mewtwo, but she rarely relies on it, while Mewtwo is calculating in combat, and thus earns a solid edge. In long range, it was a close call, but Mewtwo barely edged out over Korra. Korra's comfort in melee barely secured the edge. Mewtwo's more reliable powers got the edge in special. It was too close to call in defense. In physical X factors, Korra's strength and stamina won out, while in mental X factors, Mewtwo's intelligence and cunning received the edge. Of course, the question remains, if these two powerhouses fought, who would win? The fight starts off in Republic City. Team Avatar has just gotten word that a creature is wreaking havoc in the city, and they go to investigate. As Team Avatar arrives on the scene, they find Mewtwo. Not asking any questions, Team Avatar springs into action to take down Mewtwo. Effortlessly, Mewtwo disposes of Team Avatar, save for Korra, using telekinesis and teleport. Seeing her fallen comrades, Korra vows to make Mewtwo pay. Korra launches a jet of flames from her fist at Mewtwo. Mewtwo uses one hand to redirect it with telekinesis, while the other hand telekinetically hurls a chunk of concrete at Korra. Korra drops the jet of fire and hurls the debris back at Mewtwo. However, as soon as the flames dissipate, Mewtwo began charging a Shadow Ball. Right before the concrete connected, Mewtwo teleported behind Korra and hit her with a partially charged Shadow Ball. Korra recovers and throws a punch empowered by airbending into Mewtwo's face, which sends him flying back a few feet. Korra charges Mewtwo to finish the job, but Mewtwo summons his spoon and blocks Korra's fist with the head of the spoon. Using metal bending, Korra melds the spoon around her fist and still lands a hit on Mewtwo, disarming him and tossing the spoon aside. Mewtwo uses telekinesis to grab Korra and begins slamming her into objects. Korra enters the Avatar state, breaking free of Mewtwo's grasp. Korra shapes Mewtwo's spoon into a spike and impales Mewtwo through the chest with it. Using nearby water, Korra begins healing herself. Mewtwo then uses Recover, pulls the spike out of its chest, and Mega evolves. Mewtwo Y teleports into the air and begins charging a Shadow Ball. Using fire bending, Korra achieves flight and darts towards Mewtwo Y. Breaking concentration, Mewtwo Y uses Disable on Korra, making her lose flight. In response, Korra uses her Metal Whip to grab Mewtwo Y by the ankle and drag it down with her. As Mewtwo Y begins free-falling with Korra, Mewtwo Y throws a Psy-Strike right into Korra's chest, using her to break its fall. The light leaves Korra's eyes as she exits the Avatar state. Korra stares down Mewtwo Y, raising her right arm, and then passes out. After all of that, you're probably wondering, why? When it comes to destructive capacity, the two are roughly similar. Korra might have more stamina than Mewtwo Y, but not much more, whereas Mewtwo is faster and smarter than Korra. Mewtwo's intelligence would allow it to adapt and overcome Korra's aggressive linear fighting style. Also, Mewtwo's ability to wipe minds means it could end the fight instantly. In Book 2, Korra's mind was wiped by evil spirits, so she is vulnerable to this. Even though Korra has improved since then, Mewtwo is beyond the levels of the evil spirits Korra fought. However, I have doubts Mewtwo could wipe Rava's mind since she retained most of her memory when she reincarnated, indicating her mind is not physical. The Avatar state has been shown to be immune or resistant to bloodbending, which works similar to telekinesis. However, Mewtwo has more tricks than that, so the immunity would serve as a speed bump. Overall, Mewtwo is able to outsmart Korra and has the potential to end the fight without violence. Sorry guys, this is my last episode. As much as I love making these, they are time consuming. I'm moving on to new projects, I have a game in the works, and I might return with versus profiles. The first profile I have in mind is the Bear and Bird duo who made my childhood, and hopefully yours, Banjo and Kazooie.